nonsense. I'm going to empower Mr. Willis because he's already worked his way up the ladder to now he's my deputy and he acts as I would have. All right? Does that mean that I want him to think for himself? Okay? Now, I want staff to become self-reliant, not boss-reliant. Now, here's how we walk up the freedom scale. We're going to move from recommending taking action, act, but advise immediately. The only difference between these two is just time. That's all. There's a time between them. Now, when I was doing the Y2K conversion with this 14,000 employee unit with $5 billion, and it was for the Commonwealth of Virginia, where it was half the internet traffic passed through Virginia. So my boss, the governor, made it quite clear it was more than just a condition of employment, that we were going to have no problems on the year 2000 rollover because half the world's internet traffic depended on the Commonwealth of Virginia. But most of us didn't know what we were doing. So I had two great fears when I would sit around the table with the dozen departments. My first fear was that they would not do exactly what I would tell them to do. My second fear, that's compliance. I want them to do exactly what I tell them to do. My second fear is that they would do exactly what I tell them to do. Okay. Now, the challenge is that I can't figure that out half the time, right? Remember, I'm the manager. I am dealing not with the perfection of lathing a crankshaft. I'm working with the crooked timber of the human condition. I'm working with people, not things, with wide degrees of variation. I'm going to be wrong about half the time. The problem is I don't know which half the time it is. So I need the active support of my molecule, the active support of my web of contacts to help me, to save me from myself, because I'm going to make a mistake about half the time. All right? Now, that's the great fear of discipline and an initiation of appropriate action in the absence of orders. I want people that think for themselves and have an initiative. Now, we're going to close on this, how to move up. Now, Mr. Willis jumps out, and you can watch your progress as you step up and move on out. So, as you move from recommend to take action, I will say, got it, Mr. Willis, quit bothering me, just go ahead and do it. You will know that you have gotten permission to go to the next level. So what? The purpose of this whole exercise is to get control of events, of what we do, and when we do it. Well, I want you to walk away with this. Your manager must be relaxed. It is terrible to work for a nervous manager, especially if you're the one making him nervous. Your manager must be relaxed. When you walk out of here, I want you to be able to recognize the monkeys and understand that the monkeys have to be on the proper shoulders. If you have the assignment, don't let the assignment get away from you. Don't let the manager pick that up off your shoulders. You keep it, feed it, and complete it. And finally, make recommendations, then implement them. Now, for more information, contact me here at the Northern Virginia Community College or at yoest.com. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? You can continue to roll. If the questions are any good, I'll just tell them. Who's got the right time? Yes, Mrs. Kaplan back there.
How do you get the active support of your staff?
One of the things is that you control, as the boss, and getting the support of them, everything that they need to do their job. And that is, we're not going to let them bother you with questions. We're not going to let them do nothing. They're always going to be they're not going to be that we're going to outlaw those two things. We want them to move up the staff. We want them to move up. And part of the ways we recognize the performers that actually deliver. This is all part of the web of relationships. We'll talk about that more. Any other questions? All right, you've been a great class. Thank you very much.